Today we'll be briefly looking at each of the features on our right hand side, on our left hand side. And as you have logged in already, on your left hand side you shall see a number of features. We have the directory. The directory simply shows the teachers who teach your child at the class. For example, for Helena Mzee, we have around 9 teachers, from Abraham, Malini, Ahulu, Msahulu, Smith, D. Jones, all the way to Abale, Abakudu. So anytime you've logged in, when you tap on the directory feature, you shall see the teachers that teach your child. The next feature we shall look at is the class schedule. The class schedule simply, it's the timetable. The timetable shows you the classes that your child has on that specific day. For example, today is the 2nd of September. When you move forward to the 3rd of September, it shall show you the timing, the subject, the teacher who is actually teaching that class, and if the teacher has given out an assignment, it shall also be indicated. You can view the profile of the teacher. For example, for Lennox Muigai, if you tap or click on view profile, you shall see the name of the teacher, the day they joined the school, the gender, email, and the phone number. You can also chat with the teacher. In case you want to make a query, you want to ask about something regarding the school or your child, you can simply click on the chat. We shall look at the chat later on. The next feature is the assignment. When the child has an assignment, it shall actually be indicated on this side. If there's a new assignment, you shall see a number 1, 2, 3, 4 indicating the assignments that have been given out that day or that week. Any assignment that was given and was worked on or was submitted, it shall actually be listed under the past assignment. The next one is the subject. So for subject, you will see all the subject that your child learns. And when we look at the subject, you shall see the first column is the subject: physical education, literacy, swimming, social studies. The next column indicates the teacher who is actually teaching that subject. As you can see, for each subject we have a teacher. Then on the next column we have the study material. Study material normally is the content the teacher has given out to aid or help the student in an assignment. It can be a reference book, it can be a short note. Then on the last column we have the assignment that the teacher has given out for this child, for the student. The assignment shall actually be indicated on the assignment feature. But the study material is also indicated. When the teacher uploads an assignment, normally the study material will also be uploaded alongside the assignment to aid the student with the assignment they are doing out. And then the next feature is attendance. Now for attendance, the parent is able to see the days their child was present or absent from school. And the good thing about the attendance is it can actually be viewed on a monthly basis. For example, on the month of May, H stands for holiday. Now the P stands for present. Where there's a hyphen, it actually indicates absent. Now this attendance is actually keyed in by the teacher. So if you're a parent and you're looking at the attendance and you see a lot of hyphens, you don't see the data about your child's attendance, simply contact your class teacher. Then you have a total number of days. For this one now it's for the whole month. We have 21 days. The child attended only 6 days. This one indicates 0 absent day because the teacher did not indicate the number of days absent. Now we can look at the overall. The overall shows for the entire year. For example, from January to date, you have 184 days in our system, and the child Helena Mzee was only attended 7 days out of the 184 days. And we can also give you the 3.61%, the percentage attendance. Now for some schools, depending on the school, normally the attendance has to be more than 75%. So as a parent, you are actually able to keep up with the child's attendance. The next feature is the events, whereby for events we look at the holidays. We have two types of holidays in our school. We have the class holiday. For example, a specific class can have an event. It can be a birthday event, it can be a trip event, it can be an outdoor event for a specific class. And we also have a school events that involve the entire school from class 1 to class 8. Things like sport days, things like prize giving days, swimming competition days, drama days, etc. Those ones now are school events. And for the system, when you look at the right hand side, you can see for each date you have an event noted out. Even the closing date is actually indicated as an event. Next, you have report cards. When your child has done an exam, the report card will be generated. For example, for Helena, in the month of May, the May exams, these are actually her results, the grade, the marks, whether she passed or failed, the teacher, and the duration of the exam. And then you have the overall performance, 568 out of 700. Percentage overall is 81%. Final grade is B-. The rank shall indicate, if there are around 10 students, the rank shall be indicated. In our case, we have only tested 1 student. That's why we do not have any indication for the rank. The next feature is the chat feature. For the chat feature, now you can actually chat with your teacher. The good thing about the system is when you click on the search button, it shall only bring up the teachers who actually teach your students. For example, we can go for patience. Now for the chat, you simply type a message, for example, how are Helena's studies? Just a simple message is that. Then you send your message. Now the teacher is offline, indicated by the orange button. When she's online, you shall actually see a green. There shall be like a green circle indicating that the teacher is online. But even if the teacher is offline, when you send the message, when they go online, they'll actually see the prompt for the message and they shall actually reply you back. And then lastly, we have the timeline. It's a bit like a social media post. For the timeline, the teacher posts the events that have been happening during the day, during the week, during the month. For example, for Helena's timeline, you can actually see a number of events happen. For example, there's a swimming event, there was a healthcare event, there's a cooking event, actually indicated by the food label. Then there's a photo, there's an art class that the students engaged in, the parents shall actually be able to see. And then we had a sports day comment. Helena was actually tagged. Yeah. So that's a brief overview of all the features. In case of any queries, in case of any mishaps, or something is not working, please feel free to contact your school administrator, who will actually guide you on everything else. So with that, I thank you. Thank you for viewing the tutorial. Thank you for being with us at Ishule. Goodbye.